Welcome to our General Chemistry High Impact Module on Dimensional Analysis, also known as Unit Conversions, Part 1. We'll start with the English unit of 1 inch being equal to the metric unit of 2.54 centimeters. This is an exact relationship, or an exact conversion. And so what we can say is that the relationship being equal to one another, that 1 is equal to 1 inch over 2.54 centimeters, or we can flip numerator and denominator here and say that 2.54 centimeters is equal to 1 inch. And that's going to allow us to convert from inches to centimeters or centimeters to inches as we would. So let's try an example here. If we start with 6 inches, we want to convert these inches into centimeters. So we start with our measured value of 6.0 inches. And if you notice in our relationship above, if we want to take inches to centimeters or centimeters in inches, right, the unit we want to cancel out is inches and wind up with centimeters. So we're going to put centimeters in our numerator. That's our final answer. Inches in our denominator. That's the unit that we want to cancel out. So what we're going to use now is 2.54 centimeters per 1 inch. Our units of inches cancel out with one another. We're left now with the units of centimeters. Do our math, plug it into your calculator, and you get 15.24 centimeters. And applying our rule of significant figures, we want to pay attention to the sig figs and our measured numbers, but in our conversion factors, we generally don't apply those sig figs. So here, having 2 significant figures in our 6.0 inches, our final answer should have 2 sig figs, and we can round that out here. We would say 15 centimeters. Our next conversion, we need something extra. We need to know that 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. So now we can use that to convert from 6 feet to whatever our answer is going to be in centimeters. And let's go ahead and take a look at how we do that. In 6 feet, right, we know that 1 foot is 12 inches, and that in 1 inch we have 2.54 centimeters. We can go ahead and double check that foot has canceled out with foot, inch has canceled out with inch. We're left with units of centimeters. We can plug this into our calculator and we get 182.88 centimeters if we're bound by significant figure rules in this case, right? Start with 2, wind up with 2. We don't really worry about the conversion factors, so we would round that to 180 centimeters unless we had some more precision in the measurement of our foot. Now, as scientists, we generally use this table based on the metric system, and we use metric prefixes to tell us the order of magnitude that our unit is from the base unit. So our base unit can be something like a gram, right? A gram or a liter. Base unit of a meter, and compare a kilometer and a millimeter to that and talk about how their numerical relationships work out. So a kilometer is 1,000 meters or 10 to the third meters. If we think about the equivalency, 1 is equal to 1 kilometer per 1,000 meters. Or we can write that as 1 kilometer, 1 times 10 to the third meters. There's a lot of the little unit in the big unit, a lot of the little unit in the big unit. Or we can also write this in another way, which tends to be confusing, but it means the same thing. We can say that 0.001 kilometer is in 1 meter, or a little bit of the big unit in the smaller unit. And we can write this one more way. You might see 1 times 10 to the minus third kilometers per 1 meter. Now we can flip that relationship, right, just like we did on the last example previously. And we can say that there is 1,000 meters per 1 kilometer, or 1 times 10 to the third meters per 1 kilometer, or 1 meter per 0.001 kilometer, or 1 meter for every 1 times 10 to the minus third kilometer. All of these things mean the exact same thing when we talk about the relationship of the kilometer, a kilometer, to the meter. If we take a look at the other end of our metric prefix multipliers here, and we take a look at the milli prefix, right? Milli means 0.001, or 1 times 10 to the minus 3 of the base unit. One way to think about this, we could just do this. 1 millimeter is equal to 0.001 meter, or 1 times 10 to the minus third meter. So it's really small. So our relationship here is going to be a little different. 1 is equal to 1 millimeter per 0.001 meter, which is equal to 1 millimeter per 1 times 10 to the minus 3 meters. We can also say 1,000 millimeters is equal to 1 meter, or 1 times 10 to the third millimeters per 1 meter. Right? So again, there is a lot of the small unit in the bigger unit, or you should say there's a little bit of the bigger unit in the small unit, right? Or a lot of the smaller unit in the bigger unit. And again, just like we did before, you can flip this numerator and denominator, 0.001 meter per 1 millimeter, 1 times 10 to the minus third meters per 1 millimeter, 1 meter per 1,000 millimeters, or 1 meter per 1 times 10 to the third millimeters. So let's go to our example of the Eiffel Tower that has a height of 324 meters, and let's convert that to centimeters. So the first thing we do is in our conversion chart, we find the prefix for centa. Right? And it is 1 centimeter is 0.01 meter, or 1 times 10 to the minus 2 meters. So we're going to go ahead and start our conversion with our measured value, 324 meters. Again, we want to solve for the height in centimeters, and we want to cancel out our meters. So we can take that, and we know that 1 centimeter is 0.01 meters, or you could say 1 times 10 to the minus 2 meters up there. And we take that. We see that our units of meters cancel out. We are left with the units of centimeters here, and this value is equal to 32,400 centimeters. Now, let's just say, for example, we were given this number, 32,400 centimeters, and we wanted to convert that to megameters, or 1 million meter units, a 10 to the 6 order of magnitude for that. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to convert back to our base unit, right? So you would convert centimeters to meters, canceling out your centimeter. You know that 1 centimeter is 1 times 10 to the minus 2 meters. Now we go from our base unit to our new unit of mega, right? So I want mega on the top. I want to cancel out the small meters, and it is 1 megameter is 1 times 10 to the 6 meters. And again, you can see, look at this, we're canceling out centimeters, canceling out meters, left with megameter, plug in our calculator, and we come up with 0.000324 megameters, or 3.24 times 10 to the minus 1234 megameters. Good luck.